Hey you guys, okay, this is your video for the week. I have been debating back and forth exactly what I want to talk to you about, but what I might end up doing is just do this one and then do another one later, but okay. So I want to talk to you, I think specifically about working in pockets of time and exactly what working means. A lot of this is in the training. There's a lot of resources out there. If you haven't done the training though, you won't know. So my first suggestion is to do that training. I worked really hard on it over the summer, compiling things from our Coach Online office, compiling things from the multi-million-dollar upline that we have. So it's really good and it's going to be a lot of good information. It's going to teach you how to walk through your Coach Online office, set up your direct deposit, like simple things like that. It's also going to teach you how we make money and things like team cycle bonus and volume and all these words that you might not understand. And then there's also a live power hour on there that you can watch, follow along to. There's a lot of resources on there. So my first challenge is that you can make it through that. But if you're in a pinch, I know a lot of you guys are super busy, your kids are home, and everything is crazy right now. Excuse me, sorry, I'm kind of a mess right now. I still wanted to make this video, and it's also a good refresher if you already have done this and know what you're doing. So, I'm gonna talk to you shortly about how I work, but everybody's work schedule can be different. You don't have to sit down and do an hour of work all at once. When we say, if you hear the words power hour, it's just that it's all the business building activities that you most of the time should be able to get done in an hour. Now, that being said, as you increase your numbers, it might take 2 hours. So I know for me, it takes closer to 2 hours, sometimes hour and a half to 2. It just depends on the day. But, okay. So I'm going to jump right in. And working in pockets of time, especially for those of you who are nurses, or really everybody, because even as a mom, like not every day I can sit down and have this, like focused 2 hours. Actually, most days I can't do that. So in the morning, first off, you have to grow your followers, grow your network, whatever you want to label it, if you're on Facebook or Instagram or both. You need to be adding to that number, to that network or followers every single day. And I've set out a goal, and I've been doing it twice a day. On Instagram, I'm pretty sure they let you add 50 followers an hour. So you could totally, last month I tried to do it 3 times a day, but in the end, sometimes I'd forget at least one of those. So anyways, set a goal of what you want to add. For quite a while, when I was a newer coach, I added 5 or 10 people a day, and I only did it on Facebook. I'm to the point now where Facebook is, I don't even know where I'm at now, quite high in the 4,000s, and I just kind of backed off, and I'm focusing solely on my Instagram growth now. But do whatever works for you, whatever you feel like your market is at. So adding, easy. It's so easy. Go do it on the toilet. Like if you do 5 to 10 people every single day, that will grow, that will multiply. That's new people that are possibly going to see your posts, possibly going to see you and your name and what you're doing and your stories. If you're not adding, then you need that constant flow of new people, because eventually you're going to run out of this warm market of the people that already know you. Some of us have a bigger or smaller warm market. It just depends. Mine was pretty small. And for quite a while, I added mutual friends of my in-laws and of my other friends, people from high school. I think that works for a time, but then at some point you need to start finding your people. So it definitely is a good place to start if you just like have no idea what you're doing with adding. Okay. That's an easy one that everybody should be doing and can easily do every single day. set a goal of 5 people, go from there. And then once you get it in a habit, do it once a day, then start doing twice a day, or just start increasing that number. And the deal about it is that not everybody's gonna accept your friend request or follow you back. So you have to keep that constant flow, because you might only get one person a day, or like, it just depends. Okay, that's the first one. And then the second one, of course, is inviting. Inviting is the biggest one that is going to move your... I'm so sorry. I have my shake and I like keep burping and it's bothering me. Inviting is huge, because if you don't invite, 9.5 times out of 10, they're not going to come ask you. They're not going to ask to join your group. They're not going to ask you. They might ask you what you're doing, but I've said this before, but I don't know how many times I've talked on my stories and I've posted. You guys, I do it every single day. And there's people who have been watching me since the beginning 2 years ago. And like, they're still like, oh, that's your job? Like, you make money with that? Oh, you work out from home? Like, no matter how many times you say it, somebody will just be getting it. So if you don't invite them, they don't know about it. And this can be a whole nother call, so I won't spend too much time on it. But don't invite, and not in a whiny, not in a negative way, but don't expect the no is what I'm trying to say. I can't think what I'm trying to say. Expect them to say no and shoot you down, and don't let that discourage you. Think of an invite as just a way of planting that seed, a way of telling them what you're doing so they know, because they might not join you for 6 months or a year or 2 years. Sometimes people need it and they're ready, and so they'll join you. But think of that invite more as, don't worry about the yes or the no. Just like, think of it and worry about it as getting the word out and telling them what you're doing, I'm a numbers person, and I've always wanted to know what other coaches, how many invites they send a day. I used to send out just however many I felt like. And let me tell you, that doesn't work for very long. So set a goal. I used to really hate setting a number goal, because I felt like then it was more forced or strained. But as I've gotten used to that, so I started with 5, okay? If you can invite 5 people to join you every single day, all the numbers add up, and eventually they're going to join you. But think of that, 5 people. That is a great goal to start with. I now do 10 to 15 on average, at least 5 days a week. And I usually invite just whoever watched my story on Saturday, which might be a random number also. And what do I want to say about that also? It's not necessarily about how many you send. I do want to make that clear, because there have been months where I sent 20 every single day. And like, some months, I don't know why, it's just like a little bit harder to get people to join. So don't be discouraged by that number, but the number is a good bar to set so that you make sure that you're actually doing those business activities every day. So again, if you could do 5 of everything every single day, that is a great place to start, and that's better than doing nothing every single day. So don't set the bar so high that you just don't do it, right? You know yourself, set what you're going to make yourself be able to do, but what also will push you a little bit too, so that you can grow your business. Okay, so adding is one, inviting is another. Now, inviting doesn't have to be done all at one time. Again, spend 5 or 10 minutes in the morning scrolling. If you don't know how to check who watched your stories, let me know and I can tell you. But check who watched your stories. If there's new people on there, I'll go ahead and talk about this. We want to be sending out new conversations every day, or talking to new people. I never used to do this one either, and this is why I didn't have a consistent flow of people always on my radar, always new. You need new eyes watching you. You need new people to be able to invite. I was inviting the same people over and over and over because I wasn't actually talking to new people. So again, start with 5. 5 new people a day to talk to. If you are consistently adding to your network, then you will consistently have new people to say, hey, thanks for the follow. It's great to meet you. Where are you from? What do you do? Are you a mom too? Like, look at their profile and find something that you love about it. Give them a compliment. It doesn't have to be hard, and honestly, the conversation doesn't have to be very long. I've been doing this since January, like consistently, and it gets new eyes on your posts. It gets new people watching your stories, and especially Instagram. I don't know why Facebook is different. Facebook takes longer. It does take longer to build a relationship. It's like Instagram. They see what you're about. They either like it or they don't like it, and they stick around or not. So I kind of lost my train of thought there. So if you can scroll your stories, see who watched them. Now, if you're not posting on your stories, and if there's nothing of value on there that has anything to do with your workouts or your nutrition or anything that we stand for as our business, then they won't know. They're just going to think you're a cool girl, or they might connect with you in some way. But you need to have both. You have to have yourself out there in your life for your kids or whatever you like to do, but you have to have stuff that you're doing with your workout and things like that with our business. Always, almost always, unless there's exceptions. But anyways, doing that prep work for yourself like sets you up for success, to have a new person to talk to have a new person to invite. It all works together, and I can attest to this because I've slacked off on areas quite a bit in the past, and if you don't have a constant flow, it doesn't mean that you have to be totally on all the time. And it doesn't mean that you have to post every single thing that you do in the entire day on your story. Sometimes I do that because it's fun. Sometimes I find ways to just put the necessary stuff up there and just still go about my day and enjoy it and, back off my phone. There's different ways that you can still show up. And, okay, I keep going on rabbit trails and I'm forgetting what it was. Rabbit trails. Anyways, but you showing up in those ways sets yourself up for success in talking to new people and doing all of that, which are the business building activities. That is the way that you're going to attract people, that you're going to draw people in and be able to sign them up eventually. But if they don't know what you're doing, then why would they believe you if you just sent them a random invite, So especially, I've seen this a lot on Instagram lately. I'll send a new conversation to someone and they don't answer back, or I'll send them an invite and they don't answer back, but then they start watching my stories, and my stories back up what my invite is about. So if you can get that to click in your head, that is gold, because even if they don't talk to me for 6 months, I don't know, but they need to be able to see that I'm not just a salesperson, that I'm living this life out, Very, very, very important. So all of these things can be done in pockets of time. Like I said, you can add on the toilet when you wake up in the morning. That's easy. It doesn't take brain waves. Do it really quick, or do it right before you go to bed, or both. The new conversations, you probably do want to keep track of them. You don't have to always sit down and have paper or have your laptop. I have done our work when we were at the mall letting the kids play. I clicked the notes section on my phone, and you can do everything on your phone. So what I'm saying, some of you are nurses, some of you are maybe you're just cooking dinner and you send out 2 new conversations. Type their name in the notes on your phone. You can write it down later in a binder. I will show you what I'm doing. I'm holding my phone, so this will be kind of tricky. So I haven't started working much today, or I could show you that too. Let me just get this. Okay. I literally just have a binder with paper, and I cut the columns in half. Let me show you. And on one side, I have new conversations. I fill it out all the way to 20. I write the numbers to 20 so that I know I want to do 20 a day. You do not have to do that many as you start out. But I will tell you, not like I had a really good day. Look at all the stars. Those are the people that replied back. Normally, there's like between 2 to 5 that actually reply back. So the more that you send, the more responses you'll probably get. Most people will not respond to you. But that's how you find your people. If you don't go through this process, like you're not going to find those really cool people that are like you. So you do have to weed them out, and that's okay. And hey, at least I got some free followers, even if they don't answer me. And then the other side is my invites. And I write them down. I try to make sure that they are new names every day. That's really hard sometimes because I want to just keep inviting the same person. And then I put a star by their name if they said yes to more information, or they seemed interested, or they're pregnant and I should come back to them at another time. Then all I have to do is go back and see that. So like this morning, for instance, this was my morning work. Whoop. So I only have a couple of names right now, but I did that just quickly, like after my personal development reading. Pretty sure Penelope was sitting on my lap or on the couch. I go through my stories. If there's a new name, I say, hey, thanks so much for watching my story. Great to meet you. Where are you from? Or what do you do? And sometimes they answer back, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they say, oh, it was an accident, or I just watch all the stories. Then you can be like, just like brush over that and be like, great, where are you from? You know, you don't have, it doesn't even matter if they really watch your story. And then the same with the invites. If it's somebody new that's been viewing for a while that you've talked to before and they watched, I always make sure they've watched at least my workout stuff so that I can click their name, I can click message. It sends them a picture of my story working out and then be like, thanks so much for viewing this. Did you want more information? You know, that kind of thing. So you don't have to sit down. My point is that you can do all of this from your phone. You don't have to have a lot of time all at once. And setting those small goals and doing small goals every single day, it's just like our workouts. They will accumulate and they will pay off. Any number is better than a 0. Always. So I just encourage you guys, those are the main things that I do. Adding new conversations and inviting. Now, the last thing is following up with those people who said, yes, they want more information and you gave them more information, or you talked to them or something like that. I have started a new thing where I only do follow-ups on Fridays unless I have somebody that I like really need to talk to like 2 days later. I do all of that on Asana. If you're not sure how to use Asana, message me and I'll tag you in the video that's in our group, because it's so easy and it keeps the tasks in order of what date. So you just click like today or whatever, to do is today. I don't remember what it says. And then it orders it for what you need to do only this day. It also works great for reminders for like household chores and paying bills and stuff like that. I kind of put everything on there and then I just make sure that my Asana is done every day. But as far as follow-ups go, I send new conversations Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I spend all day Friday following up. And it ends up being quite a long list. So it still takes most of my work time to do all of the follow-ups and check in on those people. And the other thing that may not apply to you yet, but as you get into Success Club, you'll start getting free customers after you are an Emerald rank. And those free customers need to be checked on. Some of them will never reply to you, and then some of them do, and they end up being discount coaches or coaches. Wait, Johnny was a free customer, you guys. So if I had never messaged her, she might still just be ordering her Energize and doing her workouts and not in our group. Like, she wouldn't have known anything about our group or about coaching or any of that. And I mean, she might have figured it out because she's smart. But the point is, that can be a whole nother call also. But just know as you progress, that should be something on your list of to-dos at least once a week. usually you can catch up with them. You don't have to do it every single day. And that's it. If you want a really good checkoff list, there are some apps that you can ask me about. I can tell you what they are to make sure that you did everything for the day, or you can use a piece of paper, which I think is really easy. Or you can go into our Coach Online office and find the Success Club tracker, activity tracker. And it has all these things. It also tells you kind of specifics of what to remember to put in your stories so that it's focused on our business. And it's a really good list too. And then you can put in your own numbers for what your goals are for adding and building relationships, talking to people, and that kind of thing. So I hope this was helpful. I'm going to cut it off because it's 20 minutes. And then I will make another one, like more specific to inviting, another time. Let me know your comments. Let me know that you watched it so that I know if it was helpful or not.